Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mansion Tours. Today we were at 13331 Mulholland Drive, set up here in beautiful Beverly Hills. Now this house is a little bit special to us because we actually built it a year ago and were the listing agents at that time. We sold it to a very nice English couple. Unfortunately their circumstances have changed and the house is now back on the market at $11 million.
The numbers, we're at 11 million. We've got 6,850 square foot with 6 beds and 7 bathrooms. So let's have a look around inside.
So one of the great things about this property is that the house is situated down a private driveway, which means that paparazzi and press are not allowed to legally come down here and sit outside your property and film. In Los Angeles, obviously that's something that people do need to think about. Beyond that though, the house is super secure. We have 6-foot fencing all around the perimeter and these 6-foot gates which you enter via your doorbell system, which links straight to the owner's phone or the interior intercom system. And then driving in, you have this 50-foot waterfall.
Yeah, this is actually a real special feature when you come in because you've got this, this sort of limestone detailed tile that runs 50 foot down the side of the driveway. And what's lovely is you've got these accent lights. So as you drive in, it feels very much like a resort detail. Come nighttime, this lights up and becomes an absolute primary fixture, you know, and that sort of welcoming moment when you walk in.
So starting right at the front door, you have this beautiful metal framed 10-foot high pivot door. This beautiful chevron detailing in it and nice glass skylights either side. So right from the start, you come in and bam, this is your view. Some of the best views this side of Mulholland Drive, overlooking the valley. You've got Studio City over here, Sherman Oaks, and Encino. And this is why you can command record-breaking prices per square foot for this sort of area. Up until last year, you were typically getting about 1,100 a square foot for this sort of Beverly Hills post office. We broke the record. I think we were at 1,350.
No, 1,450.
1,450. And if they hit $11 million for this property, that's going to take that record even higher. Do you want to check out the living room?
Yeah, so living room wise, you've got this beautiful, beautiful fireplace over here. They've reconfigured it just a little bit from what we did. We actually had this all set up as a drinks bar. It's a nice detail that they've done. They've sort of set up like a little you know, viewing room. Throughout the ceilings, you can see you've got this incredible surround sound system everywhere, and these beautiful, these are your air conditioning vents. And on any house over sort of 5 million, if it doesn't have the black linear vents, you know, someone hasn't built it right. Again, you've got this lovely central light fixture. It really sets the scene for when you walk right in through that front door. And as Dougal mentioned, walking in through that front door, you're greeted immediately with this European white oak flooring. Now, 10-foot ceilings, and then just in that little entry, it goes all the way up to 25 foot. So it's everything about this house is grand, big, and super impressive.
Yeah. And just to add on to that, you know, everywhere you go are these huge Fleetwood windows. On the entryway, where you have a nice little place to put your keys as you come in, you have 30-foot windows either side, which show the palm trees and also this beautiful stucco siding which the house is wrapped in.
And you know what, actually, another detail on that which I love was this entry window, this huge picture frame window right off the start. As you drive in, you see this gigantic light fixture. So pulling into the house, it's super impressive day or night.
So following through from your formal living room, you step down, which I think is a nice little feature, into your dining area.
It separates the room a little bit, doesn't it? It makes it feel more intimate.
Yes, it gives it that intimate feel. Again, beautiful crystal chandelier, and again, views overlooking the pool and the San Fernando Valley with these two huge mature oaks canopying over the pool and giving the property some shade. But more on the outside later. Really, the piece de resistance is the kitchen, which is just through here.
Oh yeah, this was all custom cabinetry that we did, finished up a year ago, and it still looks brand new. What you've got throughout is a bleached walnut detail with touch latch, electronic opening and closing cabinets. Everything's Wolf or Subzero for the appliances, and it's just, it's the biggest bloody fridge in the world. It's massive, huge fridge freezer, and then move straight onto your Subzero wine fridge. Everything's touch latch, so limited hardware. It gives a really clean look.
And then what's really cool, and what people definitely really loved when we were showing the house originally, was this hidden pantry, which you push in, the lights come on automatically, and then you can see these floating oak shelving, which has all your storage. A couple more details for the kitchen. You have more storage underneath here, ton of storage underneath here. And then just to talk about the materials that we used here, it's not just an everyday walnut. This is actually a bleached walnut, which gives it a slightly lighter walnut tone, but still gives it that warmth which walnut gives over oak. And then it's inlaid with, I think this is an elephant's tusk inlay.
Great memory.
Just to give it a little bit of contrast, because you didn't want too much wood. And then on top of that, we have more of this bleached walnut overhanging the kitchen, which again is nice because it gives the kitchen a separate designation from the breakfast bar and the den snug, which is over there. And then over here, you have the Ravanti 36-inch sink. And again, this black and brass is continued throughout the household. And then finished off either side with these modern form chandeliers, which give a very nice blended light so that if you are cooking in the evening, it's not overly harsh. And then, as we said, you do have a breakfast table here. So when you're having breakfast, if you don't want to sit at the bar, you can sit here. It's slightly more formal for dinners, etc., if you don't want to go to the dining room. And then over here, you have your informal lounge, which is actually one of my favourite hang spaces in the house, because you do have built-in cabinetry, you have electric fireplace, and your TV. There is another TV in the formal living room, but this, for me, feels much warmer. You're in the kitchen, you're in the hub of the house, and this is really where, as a family, you're going to spend most of your time. So that finishes the kitchen area. There are some big Fleetwood windows which go out to the pool area. We're going to talk about the outside later. But going back through this hallway, we have a powder room on the left-hand side.
Especially with the door in here, you can see this chevron detail is continued throughout the whole house. So there's a real sense of continuity. Also got this walnut detail and the same counter stone in here. And you can see they've got these lovely brass towel bars as well.
So then continuing down the hallway, back past this incredible view, $11 million view.
It looks fake. It looks like a movie set.
We have a storage room in here. There's tons of storage in this house. Really tons and tons of storage. And then in here you have bedroom 6 with these incredible views over the valley. What's cool about this room is you have huge storage in here, massive walk-in closet, and then this lovely bathroom, which can also be used as a pool bathroom, because you do have the access to the outside space. All the stone, as you see throughout this house, this is actually a leathered finish here. Porcelain tile over there. Again, very much natural earth tones. The black fixtures, the black Schluter trims, which again match the door handles again with the brushed brass and the black. And it's just this consistency to detail throughout the house that really brings the house together.
Now, one thing that we love to do when we build is maximize storage anywhere that we can. So when this staircase was being built, there was this sort of storage void that didn't have access. So we threw this access in, and it's become this incredible little sort of hobbit playroom. Really fun, sort of den, fort, if you will. And then that leads straight out to the to the one of two garages. This is the two-car garage, obviously with the Ferrari already in tow. And what's a fun little detail here is that, you know, if you're one of these people that also wants to use half of your garage as a gym, we've got these massive mirrors. So A, for the gym, or B, just for looking at yourself when you're pulling in your supercar.
Well, there's actually a funny story behind why these mirrors are here, because these weren't put in by us. The previous owner, prior to us buying it and doing the extensive $1 million remodel on this house, actually rented this house to Vin Diesel. And he rented this house for 9 months, and this was his gym. Yeah. So if it's good enough for Vin Diesel, for sure it's good enough for the next owner. So no excuses. Yeah,
he was getting shredded for Fast and Furious 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right in here, which is pretty cool. And then obviously in the corner you've got the car charging station if you've got an electric car and nothing with a V10.
Okay, well, enough on the garage. Let's go and actually check out the rest of the house.
So as we're heading upstairs, you can take one of two staircases. This staircase takes you up to the secondary bedrooms, and then you can come down the other staircase right outside the primary. But one of the details I love on this is you've got this very architectural solid oak sort of banister that mirrors the same white oak flooring that you've got, and it just creates this really nice divider so you don't just have your generic handrail. Okay, so coming up this second staircase, you've got the metal handrails and again that beautiful white oak detail which ties in with the floor. We're going to walk over to basically bedroom 5, but before we get there, I'd like to just show you this shadow line detail. Instead of, most houses you'll have base molding, which kind of interrupts the beautiful clean line of the drywall as it goes down. What we did here is you have this black shadow line, and it just keeps this clean line all the way around the house. So coming into the bedroom, this is currently set up as a kid's bedroom. So one of the things that we were thinking about when figuring out what room this would be for was we've got a private staircase, a private spiral staircase coming up that you can get to right from the driveway. So it means this room really could be for an au pair, a nanny, and they've got their own private space. They can be living in the house, and then when they're, part of the house, in and out the front door, when they've got time off, they can come in this way. So it just makes this a really excellent sort of multi-use space. Oh, we left Pixie outside. We can't leave Pixie outside. So then coming through here, we've got this walk-in closet. Again, well built out, well filled at the moment, but a ton of storage in there. Again, with this same M-Tech knurled brass and black detail for the hardware, which is just gorgeous. Walking through into the bathroom, you've got this leathered marble, again with the black fixtures, which continues throughout the whole house. The tiling in here, you've got, it's all Italian tile. So what's lovely is you've got a matte tile for the floor and a gloss for the walls. Now, every bathroom in this house is different, but what's nice is that they all have this kind of muted gray tone. And what that does is it just means the tiling in this house is going to be timeless. It's never going to go out of fashion. And sometimes you get that when you do these super garish tiles and they're in fashion for a year and then instantly you're like, oof, why do we do that? Now, second little piece out here is that off this bathroom, you have this huge deck out here. So again, if it's going to be used for an au pair or a nanny, they have their own private balcony, which looks straight out over the forecourt. And then you've got, obviously access to this beautiful water feature going down. And again, it's an Italian porcelain all on the decks. It just means often people use wood, which is great, don't get me wrong, but the maintenance for something like that, especially in California with the amount of heat we get, you're resanding it at least once a year, once every 2 years. With tile, you hose it down, brush it off, and it's good to go. So heading back out, we'll take you through to the laundry room.
Great. So laundry is obviously on the second floor in this property, which is great. Loads of folding space, loads of storage space. Again, they've used the bleached walnut cabinetry in here, which I really like. Over on the left-hand side, you have a nice 36-inch sink, little foldable trays for drainage here.
Yeah, I like that. This laundry room is bigger than my first apartment.
Now, when we staged the house, we actually had this whole hallway, which must be about 50 foot, staged as a gallery wall. And it was really very impressive.
100%, and that's the other thing where with these huge windows as you're driving in from the driveway, you could literally see all of the art pieces up there. So just an extra little special detail. Now this here, another storage closet, which actually is directly above the storage closet from below. So if there was ever a need in the future, this would be the shaft that you would use as your elevator. So many possibilities if that's something that you needed. It's already framed and ready to be turned into an elevator.
So continuing down this hallway, we have 2 guest bedrooms and around the corner, the office. The main focal point is the master bedroom suite. The right-hand bedroom has a slightly more feminine bathroom. The one on the left is slightly more masculine. But what I also want to just show you whilst we're here is this cute little balcony detail, which John will extrapolate on.
So this was a really fun detail where you've got this inset balcony. So you're shaded, you're covered from the sun, but you have this sort of impressive, it almost feels like hotel living, and they've really sort of gone with that with the curtains. The reason I love this balcony so much is you're completely centered on the pool, and this is still one of the most impressive views from the house, as is pretty much every bedroom, but this still is one of my favorites.
All right, with that said, let's go hit the master. So all the other doors in the house have this nice chevron detail, and this is the big daddy of them all. This is a 5-foot pivot door, similar to our 10-foot pivot door on the front entryway. Again, nice brass handle, and then we have his and hers closets off to the left and right. Again, the bleached walnut finish here, very minimalist, very clean, nice big mirror at the end, and very substantial closets. You know, this would actually suffice for most, but the fact that you've got a second, slightly smaller, for him on the left is really great.
But he gets a view with his window.
He does. And then approaching the main room, you have your California king bed on the left-hand side, with your Control 4 system next to it. And then on the left-hand side, another little TV snug area. I think that's an 8-foot gas fireplace. And then again, these inbuilt cabinetry, which is very similar to the stuff that you have in the kitchen, again with the glass inlays to allow that light to filter through. Another little nice detail is this LED strip, which is inlaid on the ceiling detail. So in the evenings, you know, you don't have to use your primary lighting. You do have these nice secondary lighting fixtures, the LEDs, and by the bed.
I love these. Where did you source these?
These are actually Modern Forms. Modern Forms are a great lighting producer, reasonably priced.
Yeah.
They're a higher end finish, and this has this beautiful sort of gold leaf inlay on them. It's really nice.
Yeah, that black and brass detail which continues throughout the whole house.
And then again, incredible views. I think this is a 14-foot Fleetwood slider, which goes all the way round. And then Jonathan, why don't you meet me over there?
I will.
So you have this little walkway. Again, huge oak trees. These oak trees must be 100 years old, if not more. And again, this deck, which we built to give the master bedroom a nice little private retreat. And what I like about it is that you are sort of in the trees here. You know, we were very careful not to cut into the oaks too much. I mean, legally you're not allowed to do so anyway, but it is quite nice that you're sat up here and that you do have the shade, especially in summer when it gets very hot here, to have a little bit of shade and be with the, you know, be in the trees with nature, still with these beautiful views. And at night, over there is where you get your sunset, and the whole horizon just lights up in this bright pink and purple sunset. It really is perfectly positioned, and that's why, of course, they put the master bedroom suite on this side of the house. Why don't you show us the master bathroom?
Yeah, let's come through and have a look. So you come in through the second set of Fleetwood sliders, and then past his closet, and then you're presented with this incredible. I mean, the focal point of this bathroom really is this bathtub. You know, you've got this full view out here. These are all restoration hardware fixtures. So the tub filler, and then coming through to this magnificent shower stall. Again, it's all leathered marble, and you've got this LED inset light detail. So come nighttime, you don't have all the garish lights on above, and you've got, it's, you know, for 2 people can be showering at the same time, and you can still look out at that incredible view. Then moving over to here, to the vanity, you've got this double vanity, again, with the bleached walnut detail, the leathered marble, and again, these gorgeous aged brass restoration hardware fixtures. The subway tile's been oriented vertically to give a slightly more modern detail to this room, and the backsplash fills this whole wall. And then just to finish it off, you've got this discreet water closet in here with the, with again, another little modern forms light fixture. Yeah, very classy.
So that's it for the main house. Follow us down the primary staircase and let's go and check out some of the outside space. So that leads us to the piece resistance, which is really this 40-foot infinity pool, hot tub and bar bench, which overlooks the San Fernando Valley. It's capped in this beautiful stone siding. Sometimes you just see a regular concrete finish. This is a solid stone, and it's capped all the way around the property. On the left-hand side, we have a designated seating area with inbuilt fire pit.
So then over on the right-hand side, you've got this alfresco dining moment underneath this beautiful oak tree. And what's kind of rare for LA is to have such a huge expanse of real natural grass. So you've got that, again, that organic detail where you've got the oak trees, you've got the modern house, but all of it ties together really beautifully.
And again, we've talked about the seclusion and the views of this property, but one other thing which we should finish on is that no one can actually build on any of this land. Your views are protected for life. And when you're buying a property like this, you know, you're paying for the views, the privacy and the seclusion. And that's what really we're talking about here.
And on that note, we'd like to thank you for coming around with us on this mansion tour. We're excited to show you the next one coming up very soon.
See you shortly.
Bye.